Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our virtual village for the 2020 Long Island Light the Night. It is a thrill for me to be here with all of you, ready to light the night from our respective homes, offices, and communities to celebrate your fundraising achievements in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's life-saving mission. I'm Tony McCready, and I'm proud to serve as your host. Normally, I'm up on a stage with a Jumbotron. Now I'm wearing a jumbo sweatshirt. I got my Light the Night scarf, and I'm in my home office. But that doesn't make a bit of a difference. I'm incredibly excited, and I continue to do this because cancer touches us all in different ways. And I remember the day it touched my life. It's 2016, and my father hasn't been feeling well, and we think he has walking pneumonia. It's nothing I'm overly alarmed by. A few days go by, and I'm going about my usual business, and my phone rings. It's my mother. She whispers words that I never saw coming. Your father has acute myeloid leukemia. I feel like I've just been hit in the face with a rock. I mean, actually, it feels more like a boulder. That day, my father begins the fight of his life. For as long as I can remember, my father had a love of the water. Summers boating on Long Island were his favorite. Growing up, he taught me the importance of togetherness. He loved having friends and family out on the boat. The man that taught me the importance of enjoying the simple pleasures in life, of people's company and the stillness of the water, was now going to spend weeks in the hospital. I'm so angry, and I just know I have to do something. It's in those days that I call LLS, and I jump into fundraising with 2 feet. I'm going to make something positive come out of this nightmare we're living. I will make a difference. Fast forward to today, my dad, aka the captain's doing great because of each of you. Together, we get to spread a message of cheerfulness and hope and get to ensure that this world sees more survivors. That's what has led me to hosting many LLS events. Beyond the fundraising I've done, it's my way of giving back and feeling connected to the cancer community. I'm grateful I'm still able to contribute in that way in this virtual space.
Oh, thank you, Tony. That was beautiful, and we're so happy that your dad's doing so well today, and it brought you to us, and it's been amazing getting to know you over the years. And I knew you were going to show up in your best tonight, so I had to bring my Light the Night best. So I had to get my beanie on. I got my gloves on. I got layers upon layers of what my favorite Light the Night gear is, like we were at Walk Night. So I am just so excited to be with you all tonight. I'm so excited that we're afforded this virtual space to make Light the Night come to life so we could be all together. And I am proud to represent LLS and the New York Metro staff here tonight. And in this line of work, that being serving the cancer community, it all boils down to the people. And every person has their story of how cancer has impacted them or why they feel compelled to support the cancer community. For me, it was early spring of 2008. I was only 20 years old when we found out my dad had pancreatic cancer. The months following were consumed by fear and uncertainty, similar to what the world has faced in these past 7 months, although it felt like it was just happening to us. Fast forward a bit to a muggy July morning, and I'm at the Lustgarten Awareness Walk at Westbury Gardens. I'm here with my dad and a few family and friends. We walk past the registration area, find a spot to gather, and get settled in until it begins. I'm scanning the crowd at this point, observing people's expressions. Some are embracing each other tightly with huge smiles on their faces, while others are doing everything they can to hold back tears. And then I begin to get nervous. I think maybe this was all too much for my dad, and it was my idea to begin with. So I start to frantically look for him because moments earlier he walked off with my Uncle Richie. My heart was racing and tears began to fill my eyes. But that's when I found him. And he was standing tall with a huge smile on his face. He was carrying more of a presence than I've seen in months. For a moment in time, the frailness and defeat from his treatment was gone. He once again looked like the strong, happy dad I thought I'd never see again. As I stood there, I realized we are not alone. I'm hit with the magnitude of how many people are impacted by cancer it wasn't just happening to us. In that moment, I felt instant hope. Not for my dad, we knew his fate was sealed, but rather it provided me hope for the future of cancer cures and hope that my dad would hold on to this memory of being surrounded by so much love and support from both family and strangers as the days got tougher. I've reflected on this particular memory often over the past few months, and what it reminds me of is the power of togetherness, of partnership, of support. What we've all been through since March has certainly changed the world as we know it. We face the threat on our health, our livelihoods, and the way we connect with one another. But through those changes, unrest, and fears, LLS has stayed true to its mission. That's to provide support for the 1.4 million Americans with a blood cancer and to fund the research that will someday lead us to a world without cancer in it. A couple examples for you. As you may have heard, on April 1st, LLS jumped into action quick and launched the LLS COVID-19 Patient Financial Aid Program. And that program delivered financial relief to blood cancer patients who were experiencing financial hardship as a result of their disease and circumstances related to the pandemic. They did not have to have COVID themselves. In just a few short months, LLS gave out nearly $5 million to over 19,000 patients. Furthermore, LLS is leading the fight against cancer and the coronavirus, as just a couple of weeks ago, we launched the first ever clinical trial dedicated to blood cancer patients that have tested positive for COVID-19. With this new trial, high-risk blood cancer patients that are typically excluded from COVID-19 clinical trials because of their low blood counts are eligible to begin this innovative treatment, all thanks to the infrastructure developed from another LLS clinical trial launched back in 2016. So I leave this with you. With your help, we continue on with our mission to blood cancers as we bring light to the darkness of cancer through Light the Night.
Well, with that, I think it's appropriate to recognize this year's Long Island Light the Night honored heroes, Ryan and Cammie, who are beacons of light for us all. Ryan was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in February 2017 at just 4 years old. Ryan's mom, Nicole, shares that what she's gotten from their cancer journey through the support that others provided is to let the love in. Allowing the love in has given her the ability to give it back tenfold. And it started with a phone call to LLS about Light the Night. It was the first event their family participated in after Ryan's diagnosis. Today, Ryan's in complete remission and just got his chemo port removed 2 days ago. As a cancer community, we let the love in. That is the power of Light the Night. Cammie was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia in July 2015 when she was 9. She shares that many people showed her compassion when she needed it most. An example was when some of her family shaved their heads so that she would feel better about not having her hair. That support helped her cope. So she wants those kids who are sick right now to know that they are not alone, that there are people out there that care for them and are fighting for them. Those people are all of you. That's the power of Light the Night. Ryan and Cammie, thanks for being an inspiration to us all. Despite the curveballs 2020 has thrown, the dedication and efforts of all of you here tonight have shown that nothing can dim our light. You bring hope to cancer patients across the country through your fundraising efforts, and now it's time to celebrate you. You were all asked to join tonight because of your extraordinary support during a time we needed you most. No matter how much you raised for LLS, thank you. Now, we want to take a moment to celebrate some of our teams and participants whose efforts landed them in the top 3 spots in respective categories. Congratulations to our top corporate teams. Number 3, Garasi raising $10,530. Number 2, MSC Industrial Supply raising $14,385. And drum roll, please. The number 1 company raising $14,714 to date is Geico.
Yay!
And thank you. Now, for our top friends and family teams. Number 3, Lights for Live, raising $20,300. Number 2, Team Schwartz, raising $20,900. Man, tight race. And drum roll, please. The number 1 friends and family team, raising $38,674 to date, is Elisa's Cha-Cha Chakras. Congrats and thank you. Finally, let's hear it for our top participants. Number 3, Steve Armstrong, raising $13,710.
Yes, Steve.
Number 2, Ken Schwartz, raising $19,700.
Awesome.
Drum roll, please. The number 1 friends and family participant, raising $21,352 to date, is Elise Leibowitz.
Woo!
Oh, Elise.
Congratulations once again to all of the teams and participants recognized, and to all the teams joining us in this virtual village tonight.
Oh man, Tony, that's awesome. Those teams really blew it out of the water. And if you guys aren't watching the chat, you got to go over it and see what's being said. It's just amazing energy and just speaks volumes to what the Light the Night community is all about. It's about supporting one another and celebrating one another's efforts towards curing cancer. And furthermore, Light the Night couldn't happen without the generous support of our family of sponsors. A special thank you to our national sponsors, Honored Friend Burlington, national presenting sponsor of Survivorship and Hope, Pharmacyclics and Janssen, Leading Lights, Walgreens, and the Wawa Foundation. And thank you to the rest of our national sponsors featured on the screen. Now for our leading local sponsors who gave $15,000 or more. Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, Northwell Health Cancer Institute, UFCW Local 1500, Paul Weiss, MSC Industrial Supply. And lastly, this year's Long Island presenting sponsor, Geico. We are celebrating our 16th year in partnership with Geico, and this year's partnership slogan is appropriately, a lot of things are changing, but some things aren't. Thank you, Geico, for being a leader and for supporting our cancer community in such a profound way.
It was so fun celebrating each of you, and the celebration continues as we are just minutes from our virtual Light the Night. Here, you will see our scheduled events for tonight. Directly after this, we will all go join the site. The link is in the chat box now, and you also received it via email. When you land on the site, here are the actions we'd love for you to take. First, watch the welcome video on the home base page. It will tell you everything you need to know. After that, be sure to check out our special lantern experiences and festival experiences for unique interactions to bring Light the Night to life in our virtual world. Then at 7:15, Light the Night ceremony will debut live. Be sure you experience it with us by pressing play and chat live with your fellow Light the Night participants as we go. Once the ceremony is done, we encourage you to get your umbrellas and take a brief walk around your neighborhood, or to simply raise your lantern in the sky to showcase your desire to see an end to cancer once and for all. If you don't have a physical lantern in hand, or the rain just made it completely sopping wet, use the augmented reality lantern filter on the social page to lift either a white, gold, or red lantern to showcase your connection and reason for participating. Finally, join us back on the site for our social celebration and to access the virtual fireworks show. Thank you all again. You and your teams made it possible for us to come together to bring light to the darkness of cancer. Let's go light the night, and we'll see you at the opening ceremony at 7:15.